Hello dear students, welcome in this online session part 2 of 10th standard SS. Now the lesson which we started in the previous lecture is totally depending upon the water management resources and allocation of the water resources to here. Now in this lesson we discussed laterly about before this part that how watershed developments or water resources can be utilized for the improvement of a country's resource of water too, or we can say economical financial benefits too here. So right now we are also moving on ahead same path, and now we'll be understanding that how this water resources can be used to recover the national income or to also boost up the national income or the shortage of water. So we can say that now we will understand how the water resources can be used out. Because one thing is very common and simple, that we need to first of all do the better planning and laterly we can use it out here. So we can say that what shall be done. The first topic is telling you we should prepare a proper watershed development. Now what is watershed development? Watershed development. Okay. Now what is watershed development? You need to understand first of all the meaning of that, because as per my knowledge and as per the book is giving you the information, we need to understand that watershed development is that a process where we can say water can be utilized well. Okay, a proper use, that is the proper use. That's the basic thing. Now what is happening in the watershed development, that also we need to go through with this topic. Later on we'll be moving to how to generally harvest the rainwater, because harvesting of the rainwater is also one of the process which is boosting up the watershed development. These all the topics are interconnected. Okay, so we'll go to the next one, that is the rain water harvesting. How we can harvest the rainwater, that is also the today's topic which we need to understand, which we are going to understand here. Water resources means actually watershed development is a natural unit, that is a natural unit which is also utilized or synthesized for the development, which is we can say that which is actually a process from the ancient time till now also. Therefore we can say development in the smaller or the natural units according to the water we can say convenience. A river basin is used out in that, such as we can say main areas near to river, water of a river along with the water of the branches of the rivers can be also stored out. As well we can say watershed development is a region ultimately near to the river basin only. So we can say that it is connected towards the river. Okay, to the river basin. Now as I made you understand today that it is connected towards the river basin finally, then we can say that it can be also utilized internally towards the town. Therefore we can say that here finally when this river basin water is meeting, or finally any other the branch of the water is meeting towards the river or the branch of the river, or we can say they are meeting any of the flowing river, then we can say the development of the watershed is overall somehow approach towards the development of the storage also. Therefore we can say it includes the programs like soil and humidity, generally like soil and development of humidity conservation also when we are storing the water, when we are generating the watershed development. Apart from that we can say that in this all programs like forestation, it can be coming, then tree plantation, means we are actually calling the watershed development means what? How to attract the water, how to store the water, how to protect the water, and that's how we can say horticulture, development of pasture land, development of we can say other renewable collection of the resources related to check dams, ponds and all. We all should fill the water, and that's how we can say all this program can be actually working under the capability of the we can say watershed development. And laterly this is also one of the requirement of today's generation, that how and why, in which grade of condition these kinds of watershed and development can be done out in the way of conservation. And also we can say many schemes are also planned besides this. So it is a practice, we can say a participation of the local people. We all will come together to save the water. Starting from the small factor to the big huge, we can say, experiment, we need to go more further. Many schemes are planned, my dear student, by the state commission and the central government also for the watershed development. Which are the plans? The first one I have already written on the blackboard, that is the rainwater harvesting. How to harvest the rainwater. Now see, special methods are given there. What are the special methods? Special methods actually are that when the rainwater is conserved, it including the construction of well, constructions of small dams, check dams, khet, talawdis, farm pond, etc and etc, and also we can say that it is conserved well in this, we can say, natural tanks, also in these mediums. So this also raise the groundwater level, and apart from that, these many, we can say, these are the systems are the only system which is filling the water in such a amount that the requirement of the domestic and the agriculture used can be also fulfilled inside the future. Means requirement of the people can be also fulfilled in the future. Just we need to focus how to generate the rainwater harvesting, how to generally get the rainwater harvesting system activated in our locality, in our area, and in our mind also. Because if we are not focusing only for the rainwater, if we are not focusing on the harvesting development, we can say, of the water or watershed development, then we'll not be coming to the rainwater harvesting also. And furthermore, we can say main objective of the rain harvesting shall be also not understood by us. So today we will also understand what is the main objective of the rainwater harvesting. Okay, my dear student. So in the rainwater harvesting, what are the basic main factors that we need to understand? As I made you understand here that what are the basic factor related to the development of the watershed development. The same as we'll also understand what is the basic factor related towards the rainwater harvesting and how it is working actually. What is the main objectives of that? I'll just talk about 5 to 6 objectives here. The first one is that why it is used, why this should be generally planted, why this should be generally done inside any area by the local people. Why? 7 points are there with me. The first one says that to increase the capacity of the conservation or the conserved groundwater level and increase the groundwater table also. Second goes with reducing the water pollutions. We will reduce the water pollution. Next comes to improve the quality of the groundwater. Then to save the land roots, and also we can say the water logins to here and there unnecessarily. Reducing the surface water level which is actually running off from here to there, that can be also done. One more, fulfillment of the requirement of domesticating water is also required. So during the summertime, especially we can say in the summertime, we need to do this because long dry spells are there. They can be also filled by this kinds of things, so that animal, bird, creature, wildlife, any of them from the category or the criteria can be having the water there. Now fulfillment of increase in demand of water should be also done. Demand will be also fulfilled in the future. And the last but not the least is that we need to make arrangement also to store the rainwater, so that we can say when the underground multi-storage tanks are generally we can say they are empty, then we can again recharge this. And if you talk about the big cities and all, then we can say tank in the multi-storage residency in the larger cities, or we can say generally areas and all. So arrangement should be made so that water percolation in the ground should be also stopped out. It means that if you are having a tank, internal tank, cement tank, in the Gujarat I have seen almost all the houses are having the internal tank. That is very good, but you should check out your tanks. Is your tank leaking from inside, so that water is going internally toward the land? It is wasted out. So you need to also come closer to observe the construction of your houses and the water storage tanks too here. Now this is not only the theory which we are actually explaining here or discussing here. We need to also go with the general main objectives too here. So we can say that therefore we can develop these kinds of water awareness and the public water conservation also, and the public awareness too here. Now see, my dear student, some of the steps should be taken to consider the water management and to develop the water management also. What kind of steps are there? Okay, we read about the objectives, but what about the steps? So we need to understand that following points should be also considered to be the water management points also. Now what are the water management point? That we need to also understand. So I'll write here, that is the today's last topic here. Water management. Okay, water management topics. Now, which topic can be considered as the water management topics? These topics are actually the topics which can save the water, and also it can be making our mind going on a level where positivity to go with the green, we can say go with the green means generally we need to save the earth, but we don't have that kind of thought to save the earth. Therefore, this is the topic where we can say that our thought can be also boosted out, and also we need to understand okay, at that level our thought, not only the thought but general criteria of the systematic theory should be also boosted out here. So we need to understand, my dear student, here okay, what is the today's topic, that is water management, depending upon the topics here. The first thing is that the use of water economically to the garden, then vehicles, and also to the toilets and wash basins too. Here you should not waste the water. First rule of the life. Second says that public awareness, you and me, we both, we all of us should be aware inside the creating the participation for the water conservation, and its skillful, we can say, management should be also prepared, so that the water saving development plant or the strategy should not be limited towards a group of people. It should be expanded and it should be installed in every living person of the earth, or we can say India. So that's how we need to understand. Now, if possible, third one, if possible, then we need to recycle the used water. How we can recycle? Of course, the clothes are being washed by the detergent powders and all. We throw that water. We can use that water for the vehicle cleaning. At least 50% amount of water we can use that, and 50 we can use the fresh water. So in that 50% of the fresh water is saved out also. So if we go more further, then we can say that key save the reservoirs from the population. Do not pollute river plain, do not pollute delta basin, do not pollute any river fountain side, any kind of stream, any kind of lake, pond, whatever is that. Do not throw garbage inside the wells of the, we can say, well related to the plastic garbage or any garbage and all. So therefore we can say the save the nature can be also focused in the water saving agent or the water saving somehow plans too here. Now if there is actually needed, then we need to actually increase the use of units of water harvesting structure, like we can say wells, tube wells, and also khet talauris, etc should be built up more, so that water could be stored in that maximum. Now keep a watch on those units which are usable or which are using the water ground to here. We need to actually survey which rivers are about to dry, which ponds are about to dry, which ponds are actually not consisting good amount of water wells, and also we need to recharge that also. Prevention and deterioration of the water shortage units are the basic thing which is actually hurting the water or disturbing the water resources, so we need to repair that also. And literally we can say damaged pipeline should be also recovered well, reinstalled, reflexed, or we can say it should be replaced immediately. The water should not be wasted out, whether it is society, school, compound, bank, or whether it is the playground also. Whenever you find any kind of leakage in the water, you must go and complain to the management that it should be somehow changed out, so that water resource could be protected out here. Now after these kinds of things, now my dear student, these are the basic topics about the water resources. But after these kinds of things, a general thing I would like to tell you that to stop water pollution, we need to come forward, and that's how we can say uniform steps can be taken, and it should be applied also for every area for the water protection. Local people should take participation in this, including their we can say any farm of the categories, any kind of the job, any field of their own, they should come forward for the water protection. Along with that, we can say that special reasons should be allocated for the Water Protection Act. Team should be made out, volunteers should be also collected out, so that awareness of the water saving plant project, or we can say conservation of the water resources, must be spread all over the world. Apart from that, we can say if this much is happening, then we should always utilize this water economically, judicially, wisely also. And various methods are also imparted, we can say is implemented for the we can say consumption of the water that we should study on. And whether we can say rainfall occurs or not, the water crisis is pending upon. Therefore we need to come forward, and we need to save the plants of the farm also. We need to save the industries too here, we need to save ourselves also. And water actually should be generally, we can say, utilized in a judicial manner. We need to start to follow these rules and regulations straight inside from our home only. We need to actually we can say from our houses only, we need to save the water. Then only we can teach other one to save the water. So we should not waste water internally towards the house. Every drop of the water should be saved up, because water is life. Jal hi jeevan hai, but here I will say jal hi kal hai, और कल है तो जीवन है basically. Therefore you need to save this water. This lesson was all about water resources and India's water resources. I hope you got maximum examples, theories, and I hope I boosted up your knowledge also, and you are now aware about the water resources, which is also known as the life resources. So this is a general, I have drawn a drop of water, but this is not the water, this is actually life. So you need to save your life, and I'll save my. We all will come closer, and we all will come together. We all will start to save the water, start internally from our home, and then we'll give these examples to all the people of India. Everybody will support us. Everybody one day will clean the water. The water will be clean available, the water will be adequate amount available, and the water will be not wasted. Furthermore, we should take the oath today that we, the people of India, will not waste any kind of water, will not allow anyone to also waste any kind of water. Thank you. Jai Hind.